Have you ever heard of the Great Cobra Scare of 1953?
I have honestly never heard of this before.
Well, do I have a story for you? So let's go back to Springfield, Missouri. August 15th, 1953.
Okay.
These folks find this weird-looking snake. They kill it, and they take it to a nearby pet shop. This pet shop is owned by a guy named Rio Maurer. And they ask him, like, hey, you own the pet shop, but what's this weird snake? The pet shop owner kind of brushes him off. It's like, I'm just a puff adder with a funny head, so no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple days later, another weird snake is killed. This time, it's behind Rio's pet shop. So these folks took it over to the local middle school science teacher. And his response is, where in the world did you get that? That is a cobra. After that, every few days, more and more cobras were found. Many of them in the area of Rio's pet shop.
This guy sounds sketchy.
Some alarm bells may be going off, right? Yeah. As more and more cobras get found, this eventually creates a citywide panic, a great cobra scare. But don't worry, the city responded decisively. The city's health department and police force created a snake hunting militia. This is real. So
I want to hear all about
it. I want you to picture these policemen armed with guns, followed by these farmers with rakes and shovels and hoes.
Hey, that is the perfect weapons to kill a snake.
Oh, there's an even more perfect weapon coming.
Okay.
So at one point, they took these trucks and outfitted them with large speakers and played traditional Indian snake charmer music to get the cobras out. The thing is, cobras cannot hear. The reason that snake charmer thing works is because
the movement,
right? That they feel the vibrations, right? Eventually, over the next few months, they start to go away. The final cobras killed October 25th of 1953. 2-month reign of terror.
How many did you say?
11.
11?
11 total. If you want, next time you're in Springfield, you go to Drury University. They have one of the snakes that was killed preserved in formaldehyde there.
Nice.
So you're probably wondering at this point, where did these exotic snakes come from?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the obvious suspect is probably Rio.
That would be my first guess.
Yeah, he sold exotic animals. Yeah. A lot of the snakes were found around his shop. Mm-hmm. However, it could never be proven. He was kind of run out of town because, when people think you caused the Great Cobra Scare, you kind of say you're welcome.
Yeah.
He eventually died in 1977.
Still denying his participation.
He went to the grave denying his participation.
Okay.
So that's how it sat until 1988. Then the truth was finally revealed.
And it wasn't him, was it?
There's this guy named Carl Barnett.
Oh no.
So he had a business arrangement with Rio. So Carl would bring him local snakes.
Yeah.
He'd capture them, and Rio would trade him for tropical fish. He was a tropical fish guy.
Okay.
But at one point, Carl traded a bunch of indigo black snakes for this really fancy fish. The fish died by the time it got home. Carl complained, and Rio was just sort of tough luck. So for vengeance, Carl knocked over a crate of nearby snakes, setting them loose. Carl thought it was a bunch of regular old indigo black snakes he caught around. They were cobras.
No.
Which he realized after it was too late.
Oh goodness. Did Rio know?
Rio, I don't think ever put two and two together. So I don't think he ever knew it was Carl who did it.
Okay. But didn't Rio know he was getting cobras?
Rio must have known he had cobras.
So how did he not put that together?
Well, that's a good point, because Rio must have known, A, I had a bunch of cobras.
Yeah. 2,
at one day, I didn't have the cobras anymore.
And Carl was really mad at me.
Yeah, I don't think he ever put the third thing together, but he must have known those first two. So Rio...
So maybe he did think he did it.
Maybe Rio did think it was his fault.
It wasn't him. He went to the grave.
So...
just in total shame of himself.
But
he didn't do it.
Rio was innocent. He just didn't know that.
We are here to bring justice to Rio is what our job is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hashtag justice for Rio. But in case you're wondering, as of 1988, Carl Barnett was not penitent. He had this quote about what he did knocking over the cobras. I think it was justice. Where if he had been fair with me, this wouldn't have happened. So
That's a bad look, Carl.
Well, I mean, Rio shouldn't have given him the crap tropical fish.
That's true.